after losing his wife in a car accident. 3 years later, Dr. Andrew Ledger visits the small village of Salinos for a medical conference, where he discovers a young woman who resembles his wife, Mariana. He finds out her name is now Genevieve, and she has been living with an old fisherman who had rescued her from the sea and taken her in 3 years ago. However, the trauma of the accident had caused her to suffer amnesia. Believing Genevieve is his wife, Andrew convinces her to return back home with him, where he tries everything to trigger her memory. Though she doesn't remember, Genevieve ends up falling in love with him. And they decide to start over. But soon, she remembers a rather dark memory of theirs. I remember it was raining. It was stormy. The roads were very slippery. I was driving really fast. All of a sudden, the car took a jolt and it flipped over, and I fell into the sea. Genevieve jumped in joy as she held Andrew. Andrew, I can remember. I can remember my sister. I remember you, our home, our life. But all of a sudden, the look on her face darkened as she let go of Andrew and stared at him. What happened? You tried to take my life. Andrew Ledger is a doctor in the small town of Minalo, where he runs his own hospital. There, he treats all kinds of people, and over the years has earned himself a good reputation. Everyone knew Dr. Ledger as a kind man, and to some, he was even a savior. Mariana first met Andrew almost 6 years ago, and he was a doctor and she trusted him. They fell in love and got married, and everything was going fine. Their life was perfect. Until one day, Mariana went to the hospital to visit him. As she was heading in, she noticed a woman crying in the waiting room. Beside her 9-year-old son. Mariana went and asked her, "Is everything all right? What happened?" "My son, he has been sick for quite a while. He has a fever and he's been nauseated. If it was me or his father, we would have never come to such a nice hospital like this. We're only here for our boy. He's our only child. But it's been hours and the doctor hasn't seen him." Mariana examined the little boy and tried to console the woman. "It's possibly the flu. It's common in this season and there are a lot of patients waiting on queue. Don't worry, he'll be better in no time. Come with me." Mariana then escorted the woman inside. "Dr. Ledger, this woman has been waiting since morning. Her son is very unwell. Could you please check him?" "Mariana, you know I can't do that. Others have been waiting just as long as her." "Okay, at least don't take fees from her. She's in a very struggling situation." "All right, that I can do." It was about a month or so later. One afternoon, Mariana had gone to the church when she saw a funeral being hosted. As she watched the casket being taken to the grave, she suddenly recognized the same woman from the hospital. What is she doing here? Mariana immediately went to her. "Mrs. Costello, what a coincidence seeing you again. What happened?" "Reggie, my son, he's no more. My Reggie is no more." What happened to him? We don't know. We thought it was the seasonal flu, but every day he was becoming more sick. It was better before we took him to the hospital, but after that, his condition only worsened, and now my son is no more. Mariana was shocked hearing the woman. How could that child just pass away from a slight fever? That evening, Mariana went back to the hospital. She would look at Reggie's records. "Madam, you're here. Sir isn't here right now." "I didn't come to meet him. Where are all the patient records kept?" "They're in the records room." "Take me there." "But madam, no one has permission to enter." "I'll see to that with your sir. Let's go." The receptionist escorted Mariana to the records room, where she was staring at files over files of records. "Mariana, where were you? I was about to call you." "What is this?" Looking at one of the record files of his patients, Andrew froze. "Where did you find this?" When Mariana was searching through all the records at the hospital, she soon found Reggie's file. But looking through it, she couldn't understand. It was recorded the boy simply passed away from a fever. Hospitalized for high fever. Patient passed away during sleep. That there has to be something more. Mariana continued to search through the files when she discovered some drawers where a second set of records were kept. That's when she realized the hospital kept 2 different records for every patient. One for the public and one for the hospital, in which were thorough details of what happened to Reggie Costello. Reggie's records were kept with another file of a boy similar to him in age. The boy was from America. Blood group and lung transplant match. It was about 6 months ago. The hospital received a request from a wealthy businessman from the States, whose young son was in need of a lung transplant. This one transplant could profit the hospital by millions if it could be arranged, but at the time, there was no match found. However, a month ago, when Reggie Costello came to the hospital and was examined, he turned out to be a perfect match. From then on, Reggie was prescribed a drug that would keep him feeling nauseated. Though it wasn't harmful, his parents were easily convinced that their son was severely ill and continued treatment at the hospital. And when the time was right, Reggie was hospitalized, and it was made to appear so that he had tragically passed away. But in truth, his organs were harvested. Andrew Ledger was a well-known and respected doctor in Minalo, but he was not honest to his profession. In truth, he was involved in all the wrong things. He took advantage of his wealthy patients by misdiagnosing them or treating them with ineffective medicines to prolong their illness and prolong the time he would have to treat them. "Mr. Richardson, I'm afraid the results are indicating a possibility you might have cancer. It's best we do some tests. If we can assure the stage, we might be able to start treatment faster." Whenever the hospital was supplied with vaccines from the government, Andrew would dilute those vaccines, increasing its quantity and decreasing its effectiveness. He would then give it to his patients and sell the drug elsewhere for double the price. Andrew would also purchase expired medication, waste products of pharmaceutical companies from first world countries, and repackage and sell them in his own country. Hundreds and thousands of the poor would be dependent on these medicines. And above all this, Andrew was also involved in organ trafficking. Realizing the dark truth behind this hospital, behind her husband, Mariana was disgusted and appalled. How could he take advantage of the innocent and poor? The child was only 9 years old. Mariana didn't know what to do. But the more she tried to find out what the hospital had been doing, she realized it was not just Reggie, but many, many more patients. Where did you find this? You call yourself a doctor? You've been playing with the lives of innocent people, young children. You're no doctor. You're a monster. Mariana, listen to me. No, there is no explanation to this. I know the truth, Andrew. You're disgusting. You're a murderer. You think I'm the only one doing this? This only happens in this country? No, my dear. This is happening everywhere in this world. This is how the medical industry is running. This is how the society is functioning in every field. Politics, business, media. It's all dirty. Listening to Andrew, Mariana couldn't take it. He actually had the nerve to defend the heinous things he was involved with. That night, they had a heated argument, and Mariana left the house in rage. You disgust me, and I'm going to expose you. You're saying this is how the society runs? Let's see, once all this is revealed, how you prosper in this society. But it was when she drove off. Andrew followed after her. Mariana wasn't in her senses. And he knew if she let this information get out, he would be in big trouble. He couldn't just let her go like this with his secret. So that night, it was him who bumped into the car and caused it to become imbalanced, and Mariana fell off the cliffside. Andrew then called the police and staged everything as if it was an accident. And by chance, when they couldn't find her body, Andrew thought things had only worked for the better for him. But it was soon he regretted what he had done, because he realized the records, they were all missing. Mariana had hidden them. Where are the records? No, no, no! And now, for the past 3 years, Andrew had been searching for those evidence, living in fear that one day it might fall into the wrong hands and get him into trouble. But in all this, when he went to Celino's and saw Genevieve, he got that hope again that he could find the papers she had hidden. You tried to take my life. Look, what happened, happened. Tell me where you put the papers, and if you want to leave, if you want a divorce, then all right, you can go. You thought I would give the papers to you? I would let you take another innocent life? Mariana, try to understand. These people are dangerous people. They won't only take my life, they'll take yours. And it's only your life that has value. No, you're a pathetic human being. It's people like you who sell the lives of innocent people of our country. Mariana, don't be difficult. I don't want to hurt you. But I will. As Andrew approached Mariana, she immediately got onto her bicycle and rode down into the woods. Mariana, stop! Andrew too got on his bicycle and followed after her. Mariana, stop the bike right now and listen to me. Listen to me. But Mariana didn't listen. She continued to ride on until suddenly she hit the brakes and swerved around. But Andrew, it was too late by the time he realized. They had neared the edge of the cliffside. Unable to hit the brakes, Andrew rode off the cliff. Dr. Andrew Ledger passed away last evening during a bicycle accident by the mountainside. His wealth, property, and legacy, the Ledger Hospital, was inherited by his wife, Mariana Ledger. Mariana Ledger, who had declared the hospital as a non-profit organization and set up a board of directors and doctors dedicated to serving the people of Minalo free of cost. Papa? Genevieve, my dear, you're back. Yes, Papa. Were you able to remember anything? Was he your husband? No, Papa. I couldn't remember. He wasn't my husband. It's just you and me. This is my life, Papa.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.